Hi, it's Christine from Reading Escapades and Math Explorers again. I have another math question that you'll see on the SAT. And just like all the other ones that I've gone through, they are asking for something very simple and what you should know from even pre-algebra, no more than basic algebra 1, but they ask it in a very convoluted way. As you can see, the question is a line in the xy plane passes through the origin and has a slope of 1/7. Which of the following points lies on that line? So what they first want to do is they're being tricky because they're calling it an xy plane. And most people don't call it that. We call it our Cartesian plane or just a graph. But an xy plane is the same thing. Remember, this is your y and this is your x. Now, I like to think of it because x goes across just like the line and y has a tail that comes down just like the y goes up and down. You could also be asking about domain and range. And this question isn't, but since we're talking about it, domain, the word also goes across like the x and like the line. And I remember that the range is the y because the range has a letter that goes down just like the y goes down. But besides that, let me get rid of those so we don't get confused. So then, that's spelled wrong, through the origin. So it passes through the origin. That's the other thing that they're testing. Remember, the origin is 0, 0. So the line is going to go like this, passing through 0, 0. Okay, it didn't quite go through 0, 0, but you know, let's just put that there. Okay, so n has a slope of 1/7. So if you remember, our formula for finding a line is y equals mx plus b, with m being your slope and b being your y-intercept. So we have, so far, we know what the slope is, which is 1/7. Then we put our x, and we know what the y-intercept is because it's the origin, and so it goes through point 0. So we would do plus a 0. But that doesn't give us any information. And remember what I said about mathematicians being lazy. We're not going to write anything that doesn't give us other information. So we're going to take that off. So that leaves us with this equation, y equals 1/7 x. And so from here, this is a guess and check. And it's very easy. So we're going to go through and just put in each one of these numbers and see if it works. Remember, the y is second and the x is first. And this is going to be a little bit tricky. This is where they're going to try to get you because they're going to want you to flip it back and forth. Okay, so 7, because it's the y, equals 1/7 times 0. This isn't a true statement because 0 times 1/7 is, of course, 0. So that is not a valid. This is going to be the tricky one because they're going to want you to mess up your x and y's. Remember, the y is the second value, but it's going to come first when you have it in point slope, your slope-intercept formula. Now, I'm going to put the 1/1 because whenever I'm dealing with fractions, I like to have everything in fraction form. And if you put a whole number over 1, it's the same thing. It's just a tricky name. Just like some people call me Miss Christine, other people call me Chrissy, and some people call me Mom. So it's just a different name. But if we do this, 1/7 times 1 is not 7. So that's invalid. Now, if you flipped these around, it would work. So don't be fooled by that. The next one is going to be 7 equals 1/7 times 7 over 1. Because remember, we're going to take this 7, put it over 1, just so that everything is nice and neat. We can now simplify these, and this gets 7 equals 1 times 1. Not valid. And then the last one is going to be, 2 equals 1/7 times 14 over 1. Simplify these, and this gets us 1 times 2, which is 2, and this is our correct answer. And that's how you can do that. Remember, XY plane, Cartesian, graph, all mean the same thing. Origin is your 0, 0. And they want you to know your intercept equation, which is y equals mx plus b. Hope this helps. Have a fantastic day.